Welcome to our first virtual numeracy lesson. Today I'm going to go over 4 addition strategies which I have displayed here. First of all, I'll go over the column method, which is also known as the split method, then the left to right column method, the transformation method, followed by the overjump method. Now, please remember you can pause this video at any point to maybe do a practice. You can rewind just to clarify something and watch it as many times as you need. And I have worksheets for you to complete afterwards, which are on the Teams file page. You can also click the hyperlink, which is on my suggested timetable that I've made up. But if you do have any questions, please post on Teams. Thank you. So I'm gonna begin with the column method strategy, as I know that's the one that a lot of you use most often. Now, it's also known as the split strategy, because essentially what we're doing is we are splitting the tens and the ones and adding them separately. So if we took the number 43, so 43 has 4 tens and 3 ones, and we added the number 22. So we are adding the ones first, so 3 plus 2 equals 5. And then we're adding the tens, 40 plus 20 equals 60. So our total answer is 65, and we did that by adding the ones and then the tens. Now, many of you would have been able to do that in your head without writing anything down. But it's likely that in your head you added the ones and then the tens to get your answer. But what happens if the ones are of a larger value? So let's say that we're now adding 48 and 27. So when we add 8 and 7 together, we now have a number that has a 10 and ones. So 8 add 7 is 15. Now, we don't write 15 like that, okay, because we still need to add these tens. So what we need to do is put the 5 in the ones column and carry over the 10 for the number 15 to our tens column and add it with those tens. So 40 plus 20 equals 60, plus our 10 from the 15, which we got from adding 8 plus 7. That will give us 70. So the total answer is 75. And we did that by adding 8 plus 7, which got us 15. We needed to carry the 10 from the 15 over to the tens column and add it with the 40, the 20 and the 10 to get us 75. Now, some of you might get a bit confused by that, and sometimes what can often happen is you forget to add your 10 that you've carried over. So another strategy that can be really useful to use if the ones are bigger in value is the left to right method, because if we do the left to right method, we can clearly see what we are adding. It does take a bit longer, but it is a lot more straightforward. So I'll keep the same numbers to show you this. So the first thing we're going to do is, instead of adding the ones first, we're going to add the tens first. And we're going to just write exactly what we're adding, because we are adding 40 plus 20, which gives us 60. So that's step 1. Step 2, we're then going to add the ones. So 8 plus 7 equals 15. So there we've added the tens and the ones, and the final step is to add the total amounts together. So 60 plus 15 equals 75. So as you can see, it does take a little bit longer, but there's no carrying over. You can see exactly what you have added and it makes it really clear. So if you think that that method would be better for you so you can see exactly what's happening, please use it. I'm now going to show you both of those strategies, but this time with hundreds. So we have our hundreds, our tens, and our ones. So let's say we were adding the number 375 plus 267. Now, if you want to use the split strategy, the column method, we obviously add the ones first. So 5 plus 7 gives us 12. So we need to put the 2 from the 12 in the ones column, carry over your 10. Now you can put your 10 down here if you find it easier, but I'm just going to keep it up here with the other digits. So now we're adding 70 plus 60 plus 10. So 70 plus 60 is 130, plus our 10 is 140. So we put our 4 in the tens column, because that will make 40, and we need to carry over our 100. So now we've got 300 plus 200 plus 100. 300 plus 200 is 500. Add another 100 is 600. So our total answer is 642. And we did that by adding the ones, carrying over any tens in the next column, adding our tens, carrying over the hundreds into the hundreds column. Now we could do the exact same sum, but this time look at it really clearly by using the left to right method. So our first step is to add the hundreds. 300 plus 200 equals 500. Our second step is going to be adding the tens. 70 plus 60 equals 130. Our third step is going to be adding the ones. 5 plus 7 equals 12. And then our last step is to add the total of all of those together. So 500 plus 130 plus 12. So 500 plus 130 is 630, plus 12 is 642. So the same answer, but all we've done is added the hundreds, then the tens, then the ones, each separately, and then added them all together. This way we're not carrying anything over, and we're not forgetting to add anything that we're having to carry over, and it's a lot more clearer. But yes, it does take longer. Okay, so if you feel you need to write it all out so that it makes sense to you, please take the time to do that. If you understand carrying over, then use the column method. I'm now going to show you the transformation method, which a lot of you don't realise you use, but you do. So transformation method is where you take part of one number, add it to another to make it a whole number, and then add on the rest that you've got left over. So let's say I had the number 47, add 36. What I could do is add 3 from 36 to get us to 50, because 47 add 3 equals 50. So I'm meant to add 36. I've already added 3, so I still have 33 left to add. 50 add 33 is 83. So what we've done there is added part of 36 to 47 to get us to 50. We knew that we only needed 3 more to get us to the next whole number, which is 50. And then that means we've got 33 left to add. So we've just done it in 2 stages, but we've made it a whole number because it's made it easier to then add the next part. Okay, so we've done 33 and 3 in 2 different stages to add 36. So that's known as transformation. Let me show you another one of those, but this time in the hundreds. So let's say I was adding the number 128 to 187. We know that to get to the next whole number would be 200, and to get to that we need to add 13. So we could take 13 from 128 and add that first. So 187 add 13 gets us to 200. So we've added 13 and we have 115 left to add. So 200 add 115 is much easier to do. So that would be 315. So what we did there was we knew that we needed to add 13 to get us to 200. Once we're at 200, it makes whatever number we're adding left over much easier. So we knew that if we've already added 13, then we have 115 left to add. So we've basically done it in 2 stages because 13 add 115 is 128. So if that's a method that you think works best for you, then please use it. If you're a bit unsure about it, watch this back a few times, try it out yourself with a few random numbers, and the more you practice, the more confident you'll get at it. And our last method that I'm going to go over today is my favourite. You all know it's Miss Taylor's favourite, is the over jump. I think it's a very clever strategy. So if there's a number that ends in either 9 or 8, it can be much easier to use over jump. So let's start simple. If we had the number 36 add 9, we could do 36. We could add 10 instead, which we know is 46. Now we've added 1 too many, so we need to take that away to get us the final answer. So 46 take away 1 is 45. So 36 add 9 is 45. That is much, much quicker than counting on adding 9. Let's try this with a 2-digit number. So I'll keep 36 and this time we'll make it 18. So I do 36. This time I could add 20 because 18 is very close to 20. So 36 add 20 is 56. This time I've added 2 too many, so I need to take 2 off. So 56 take away 2 is 54. I'm now going to show you this with hundreds. So let's say we had the number 327 add 299. We could do 327 add 300 because 299 is very close to 300, and that would give us 627. We've added 1 too many, so we just take that off to get us 626. Much, much quicker than using column method, than using left to right method, than using transformation, and then counting on. Much, much quicker. Okay, so I'm going to show you another one just to really get it into our heads. If we had the number 464 add 398. So we start with 464. We're going to add 400 because 398 is very close to 400 and 400 is much easier to add because we're only dealing with the hundreds. So 464 add 400 is 864. Now we're only meant to add 398, so we've added 2 too many. Take 2 away, which gives us 862. Brilliant method, please use it, but remember, only really use it if the number ends in an 8 or a 9. Sometimes if the ones are bigger, then you'll need to carry over, so please bear that in mind if you're using the column method. We then looked at the left to right method, which you can use if you're a bit unsure about carrying over and you really want to see what your numbers you're actually adding together. And then we looked at the transformation method, where you add part of the number to the first number to make it a whole number and then add the rest on. And then we looked at the overjump method, where we round the number up to the nearest 10 or the nearest 100 and take away however many we added too much of. So as I said, please rewind, please re-watch any parts of the video, pause when you need to, practice. I've uploaded worksheets for each group, which if you go to the timetable, then you can click on your group and it should take you to where I have uploaded them. They are in the files page of Teams. If you have any questions, please post on Teams and I will help you as soon as I can. Hope you find this useful, and if you do have any feedback, please comment on Teams. Thank you.